Welcome everyone to our normal, usual, fantastic, if I may say so myself, Mountain Blade Perisno stream, normally done on Thursdays as usual, on time. I'm Dan, normally your host, but today is something really special. I'm joined first off by, I would call him a co-host this time around because we both love to do the Mountain Blade thing. We both love to stream Perisno. It's Bancheis. Introduce yourself. Say hello, buddy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for inviting me along here. I'm glad to be here.
There we go, and the special scenario, the thing that makes this so amazing is we actually have one of the developers of the Perisno mod with us. He's usually in chat. He's a really nice guy to talk to. He's very supportive of the entire community. Habeo, say hello to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello everyone, it's Habeo. I'm one of the developers of the mod Perisno, and I'll be joining Dan and Bancheis on this particular stream today to talk about Perisno and answering questions.
There we go. Trying to get some actual music going here like I normally do, and my VLC is demanding that it plays Narwhals. Thank you for opening up with the worst possible song ever. Good Lord, VLC. I'm sorry, Habeo. Thank you so much for joining us once again. It's going to be a fun time. You're here to talk about everything Perisno, aren't you?
Yes, I will be talking about whatever you ask, and I will be giving out information about the upcoming 0.6 as well.
0.6. Now, what do we have to look forward to with 0.6 as we go ahead and hop back in game here? We're back in our home territory. Just going to hunt some folks while we get the groundwork laid here. What is 0.6? What does it have to offer?
0.6 is like a more complete version of 0.5 and 0.52. We have more items, more weapons, armors, helmets, and we have more troops, noble recruitment. We have noble troops.
Didn't you say you have some kind of, the number of troops is immense. You have, what, a couple thousand troops you're adding to the game?
And that is going to be... Nah, that's just a joke. But that's just a joke. But the number of troops we added in will be met. That will likely be like 50 more is maybe 50, 30 to 50 more troops.
Okay.
And tons more items.
You're throwing in some more of the side faction stuff, the Zan specifically. You were mentioning the other day when I was streaming that, oh, hey, this is the first like little group of the Zan that you're ever going to encounter. Tell us more about those side factions and what's going on with them.
Zan is a special major faction in 0.6. It's not a side faction. It will have its own invasion where they will basically come with a lot of troops from the start with many strong spawns.
What kind of spawns do we have to look forward to with that?
And the best thing is they will start sieging like immediately after they invade.
So these guys are going to be taking castles and towns and basically start their own faction. Another new force to fight.
They will be very overpowered, and yeah, all the other factions must kind of work together if they want to get through this horrible invasion. It's like you're looking at the Genghis Khan invasion in the past.
Wait, so I have to work together with the Redwoods? Oh, shit.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
There's not enough gold to go around for the two of us, I don't think.
Nope.
It's not mandatory, though. It's totally up to you.
Well, I guess we could just let them take over and, rule the world. There's always that option.
Or we could all just agree
So
that...
you can...
Sorry, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's always the option. And join them. You can also join.
It sounds like Habeo's on a bit of a delay. Habeo, you're over in Asia, aren't you? Ooh, 4,900 for Baron Matthias. Get him out of here.
Yes, I am in Asia.
Okay, yeah, there's a bit of a delay.
Small delay.
I didn't realize there'd be a delay like that. I was really worried there for a minute, like, oh god, something's broken. What did I do wrong? What button did I press this time? But no, okay, it's just a bit of a distance.
Yeah, there's certainly a delay, and my device, my devices is not that good. So yeah, the internet is not that good either.
Well, for better or worse, it takes a long time for the little electrical pulses of our voices to get around the planet.
Yeah, I mean, where I live, it is 1 a.m. in the morning, so it's like
It's pretty early.
across
Or late,
the world,
however you want to look at it.
I passed out during the last stream ban. It's yeah.
Oddly enough, so did Ban.
Oh, yeah.
That was a low blow. I'm sorry.
So if any of
I have a
the
good excuse, though.
viewers in the Twitch chat can have any question, I can also answer them, or we will continue with the gameplay.
Yeah, no, anyone who might have a question for... yes! Truck pony! Any questions for Habeo, please, feel free to ask them in the chat. Otherwise, we're just going to, fanboy over the fact that we now get to talk to one of the guys that's making one of our favorite mods for Warband. So how did you originally get involved with this project here, Habeo?
It starts out as I was just lurking around the Prophecy of Panda forum, the mod Prophecy of Panda bot in Tales World forum, and I saw this guy. He has a banner under his signature. It's about something called Perisno. I thought, hey, what is this? A new mod? So I checked it out, and yeah, it's a new mod. And by that time, I had a very, very humble skills in modding in general. So I thought, hey, these guys are doing something, maybe I can help them. And I tested the mod, I downloaded it, play it, and give them some feedback. And when I thought, hey, these guys, they don't really have time to do all the balancing of troops and items, and maybe I will be the one helping them doing that. So yeah, I just start rolling on from that point. And yeah, it's all cool now. I learned more about modding, I can do more, and I'm glad that people finding my works in balancing the mod is okay. I would say there's still holes and possible maybe overpowerness somewhere, but in general I think I did okay for the time that I came.
That's reasonable. That's very reasonable. We both love this mod. Now, what is most of your time spent on? Like, are you mostly, fine-tuning tables of data, or are you actually going in game testing things, or what is the process for you? How do you actually test the balance?
I am a tester at first, so I applied to be a tester. But then I thought, hey, I have some modding skills and I can also balance them while testing. So yes, after anything is done, I will always start the game again and test it over again to make sure that everything works in my intention. So yeah, I would go into the game, get some hack on legionnaires and start seeding something to make sure that they can make it up the ladder, to make sure that they can perform their jobs, or maybe grab some redwood rangers and let them kill people, and they can do the job. Then well, it's okay. But then I grab some troops and go against others, so I will create some small parties of the other troops and we'll test them, and let's see if it's gonna be counter or just works like I intended. So yeah, it's like very hideous, but I also really enjoy it.
A lot of that really fine tweaking.
Yeah, and the nice part is now that you got Dan and I here playing this and streaming, you can always watch us and see us fail and say, "Oh wow, that's too OP."
A lot of people that I've talked to that watch my playthrough specifically completely believe that the horse I use is just disgustingly overpowered. So, I mean, maybe something you want to look into.
I was watching that. What'd you call it, truck pony?
That was a joke.
It is a little OP.
One of the guys that watch us, named Neon Manatees, loves calling it the truck pony because it runs over things like a Mack truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the secret of Perisno. We kind of increase the damage for horse trample and horse charge. So when your horse charge someone without armor, the horse will actually just knock him unconscious like really easily, and it's more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, if you have this you know, couple 100-pound, few 1,000-pound animal charging at you with armor plating and everything.
Steel.
Yeah. Ooh, nope, not GIF.
And yeah, I think that is one of the unique feature that we have that not many other mods. I mean, not any mods that I have played has that feature where horse can kill man like easily. I mean, they usually do like 158 damage in a charge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this time, they will just plow through the fields of man. So.
I really do like that. It's something no one really looks at. No one's ever looked at the horse charge damage and said, interesting. People have just written it off. Yeah, that's
a
something.
trick that I used to use a long time ago, and it works a lot better in this mod, obviously.
Yeah,
but
in this mod, it's a form of AOE at this point. You have masses of enemy soldiers, charge.
Now, bringing that point up, do you think that it might be a little bit overpowered still? Do you think there might be some balancing issues with it, such as maybe increasing the amount of distance they have to travel before they get their max speed? Or not, I'm sorry, but what am I trying to say? Increasing... Okay, because the way it is, when they start charging now, you can get up to the max speed and knock out troops pretty quick. But, you figure that they'd probably have to get a pretty good run before you can knock someone out just instantly. So, do you think it's balanced, or do you think something could be done about that?
Yeah, more can be done about that, because this is just like a testing version of it. I mean, everything is still under testing. We are not releasing anything official yet. Just you guys are just like tester. Everybody are just tester at this point. I mean, I consider everyone playing the mod tester, so they will just gonna provide me with bugs and balance and whining and everything.
Oh god, that's a Dragoneer! Oh god! Oh, whew. Sorry. Little minor heart attack. Everyone's fine. Everyone's okay. Dragoneers are really powerful. Speaking of the mounted troops, I have to disagree about the way you're approaching the subject, though, Bancheis. Well, not the subject. Just how you're looking at it. Whereas, you know, a quick headbutt, that's pretty feasible. A horse can get going pretty fast in real life, even if it is wearing some kind of armor or protection. I think the best way to solve that issue, in my opinion, having done it so much, is a minimum speed required to do a charge. Having a minimum speed makes it so I can't just sit in this clump of soldiers, then look a direction and say, I want to go that way. Charge, 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 thump, 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 thump.
Yeah.
Having that minimum speed.
I think that was kind of what I was aiming towards, but I didn't know how to
get what
put
you're
it
saying,
into
yeah.
words.
Yeah, a minimum speed that says, okay, you can't do charge damage to this armor below this ratio of speed to armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some very extensive coding as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right now there is one thing to balance the charge. It is that the less health your horse have, the slower they just run.
Yeah, I love that. I love that change in Perisno too. It really makes, especially my kind of tactics, really kind of risk reward. Where okay, I could charge in there and I could nail like 4 guys and take 4 heavily armored knights out of the fight, or they could one-shot my horse or cleave it half to death, and all of a sudden I'm disabled in the middle of the enemy army.
Don't mess with the Amazon priestess, yo. It's so going on. I mean, the mod lead developer Michael. So he was implying on releasing this mod, the 0.6, at around Christmas, and yeah, we are approaching the goal for 0.6. I mean, there are still many more goals for 0.7, 0.8, but the 0.6 is not have done 75% finished as of now.
Nice.
And we will be finishing the mod at around 1 week before Christmas, and we have a few days of the team just testing and test playing the mod, so that none of the bugs will appear, or at least we get rid of the more hideous and game-breaking one.
Before we continue with this conversation, where can people go to support your mod? Not just on ModDB, but any other website you might have. And tell us how we can vote for you on ModDB to support the game.
Yeah, the ModDB approaching the end of the year. They have the campaign to vote for the mod of the year, and our mod is also in a mod in the ModDB. So we also get the chance to be voted, and I will just put the link down in the Twitch chat so you guys can come and help us voting for the mod, so we get more attention. With more attention, we can get better team developers, modeler, and scener, and texture, and artists to work on music and everything. So yeah, it helps us immensely. We can get more resource, our higher ranking. We don't really aim for anything high like the top 3 or top 1 or top 10, but the higher the ranking, the better. That's what we would ask of you.
There's nothing wrong with trying to push for as high a rank as you possibly can. Certainly, a lot of people love this mod, and if everyone goes out and votes, all the better.
I mean, I have this very fortunate opportunity to work for a mod because one of the mods that I like the most is Perisno, and before that it was Prophecy of Pender, and Prophecy of Pender was like just extraordinary. It was exquisite, I would say, and I love it. But it's kind of in a dead spot right now, so the developer won't be developing it for quite a while. So at that time I just want to do something. I mean, just want to put my ideas into the community. So it's great. Now I feel great, and I really do love modding and playing the games in general.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like how that mod is currently in a spot right now where there's just nothing being done. Unfortunately, that is one of the problems you see with a lot of mods with Mountain Blade Warband. You know, people have these great ideas and they start working on it, but you know you can't always just focus on just working on that one mod. Or you know, a lot of people don't have that kind of time to dedicate to it all as much. So it's sad for the people that love those mods. But one thing I've noticed with you guys are constantly working on this mod. This mod is constantly receiving the bug fixes, updates. It's and it has such a high quality, in my opinion, it has such a high quality to this mod that it's nearly perfect. I haven't run into a lot of bugs, and the ones that I have run into, you guys already know about, and you already fixed it in 0.6, to my understanding.
It's also one of the great things about the mod that it's a young mod. It has been under development for like 1 year in total, and it is just young, and people are still very devoted for the mod. The dedication of the developers are great, and we also have a good chemistry around the team, and we do work together for a lots of things, even though we come from every corner of the world. I mean, I am from Asia, and yeah, there are some guys from America and some from Hawaii. So yeah, just the chemistry of us, the modders, are great, so we can work and produce a very good product, and I'm proud of the mod I am. It still has errors and bugs, but yeah, we eventually will fix it all the possible.
Oh, is there any overarching goal for Perisno? Is there any long-term goals? Like, we know you guys are adding a lot more of the other factions, the Zan in specifics. Is there any kind of major overarching goal that you want to get to when you close in on 1.0?
In 1.0 right now we have a lot of goal, which is to have around 10 major factions. Some will come after another. That is our final goal, about 10 major factions. We are approaching around 7 or 8 factions right now. 6 of the faction in 0.5. Perisno as his own faction is when you become the king, is the 7th faction, and we have a Valahir faction coming as well in 0.6, which is increasing the total faction number into 9. And yeah, there are still slots for maybe 2 more factions, and yeah, that will bring something very unique to the mod. I mean, the more factions you have that is not historical based, the more uniqueness the mod will have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're talking a lot about factions here. What's your favorite faction so far in game? Or maybe it's not in game yet. What's your favorite faction that's going to be in the game then?
Drahara.
Okay. Sorry. I
love my Drahara.
I totally beat up on you guys there. Sorry. I apologize. Oops.
No problem. I consider that a challenge, and in 0.6 you will not be beating them anymore. I'm sorry, but no. Come on. You beat them once, not twice. Not gonna go so well anymore.
Okay.
They will have like 100 armors and like can one hit everything, and yeah, good luck fighting.
Oh dear. What have I done? Oh dear. Yeah, if people look back in the videos here, I beat the crap out of the Drahara early on. I'm gonna regret that. And that's the thing though, once 6.0 comes out, we're gonna start new playthroughs. That's gonna be interesting, because I'm gonna choose a new faction. I don't want to just keep doing the same thing.
I'm gonna start from scratch again. I'm gonna start a brand new game when 0.6 comes out.
Yeah, now you love your Redwoods, but if you had to choose a new faction
I'm
to
gonna
play,
pick someone else.
Okay, what do you think then so far?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'd probably have to go. I'd want to say Macavians, but I know they're probably one of the easier starts. I think Tolranians. Because they're kind of smack in the middle of everyone. So I'm willing to bet they're kind of like how Native, where Swadia gets beat up by everyone. I'm willing to bet that's what Tolrania is as well.
For
So
Swadia,
I might go with Tolrania.
yeah, for Swadia in Native, it's either feast or famine for them. If they don't get the crap beaten out of them, usually they're taking over the entire continent.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice. I might do a Reich playthrough. I might do Macavians. I just want to do one of the Northlanders. I cannot wait to see the Volhar faction, because I love the Vikings.
Yeah, the Valahir faction
yeah.
in 0.6 will be a Nordic-based faction, so we'll have some very Nordic-ish troops and items, and yeah, just general naming to it. So that could be a possible choice for you.
Now, each faction has their own strengths and weaknesses. Like, you said before that the Hakans is they're balanced. They don't really suck at anything, but they're not incredibly exceptional at anything either. What?
Yes, that's my aim to have them like that.
What is?
I listed out everything in a forum thread in the developer forums, and I will tell the other guys how I think about each faction and how they should be. So yeah, they agree with me. So I just continue making them like that. So yeah, continue with your question.
What's the Volharia's a big bonus gonna be?
The Valahir faction, the one that I was mentioning, they will have like very thick armor. All of the troops, of the top tier troops, from the infantry to archer, will have like super thick armor. They will have all full bladed armor and such. But they are very slow, so they are really slow. But they have really good armor, so they will not be like easily defeated like the Drahara. Like
even if a cavalry charge hits them, or even if they're getting rained on by arrows, that's going to be like, well, that's annoying, and charge forward and punch you in the face with their mace.
Yeah, they will cleave you in half with all the axes and maces. They have a lot of two-handed axes in their arsenal, so
very appropriate.
And those are scary. We're all familiar with those.
I've been cleaved in twain once or twice.
Yeah. Like yesterday, you got hit for 98 damage, I think.
98 damage!
Right?
It was 98 damage. No one's getting up from that. No one's really gonna just stand up and say, well, that kind of hurt, brush themselves off, and walk away. No, you're gonna be laying down there for a while. Just
yeah,
a few,
actually,
few
in
hours.
0.6, something can sustain that damage and only lose like half the health. 90, 98, 100 damage. Yep. It's a new spawn. It's a whole new spawn. It is one of the demon faction spawn. It's a very special spawn.
So like a demon general?
It is a special, unique one. So
like
it has a
demon
leader. Yeah, it has a leader and a lot of very strong troops underneath with all over 100 health.
Ooh.
Expect some.
It's another reason not to start in Redwood ever again.
Yeah. Oh my god. Man, your choice of Redwood is commendable, and it's so impressive that you're able to start in the Redwood zone as you do. I can't deal with that. It's too stressful. There's too much everything that wants to kill me.
I know. I noticed that. But pathfinding, man, pathfinding. That's why I built my character the way I did. You know, a lot of people like to turn their character into this amazing fighter that can just run in and 1v10 things. But my guy, I build him as a commander. So he's more going to be helping his army, but heavily relying on his troops rather than his own skill. So pathfinding was like, I think I got that to 5, from character creation, or it was 4 or 5, something like that. It had to be that high just to be able to escape all the things that are running around there.
Yeah, that's Bancheis made a point about the starting bonuses. I mean, I was the one doing the starting bonuses as well, and the bonus for Perisno is very high because what you are facing is going to wreck you even with that high stats from the start of the game. You can get like 6 power strike, or you can get like 4 or 5 riding skills from the start, or maybe 6 leadership from the start. But the outlaw will just going to kill you anyway. It's still that hard. Expect to be hard.
This is kind of the more hardcore of mods where you have to really kind of work at just surviving at times. Is that done on purpose?
Yeah, it is done on purpose. It is inspired, I would say inspired by Prophecy of Pender, also one of the very hard mods that we all love to play. All the developers love to play that mod, and yeah, there are certain things inspired by them as well, because Prophecy of Pender is one of the most completed low fantasy mod for Warband. To answer Cashman question,
Yes, I got him.
we are right now we are at 0.5, so I would say we are 50% completed. But we are moving towards 60% with the 0.6, and for the 0.6 we are 80%, 75 to 80% completed on the release of 0.6. So expect it very soon, and it will not have some very silly mistake like the 0.5, because we did release 0.5 a bit rushing to the release.
Why did that happen originally?
It's just the riot of the players. I mean, we posted lots of spoiler and teaser, and it was just like, hey, I want to play this mod like right now. And we was like, okay, we'll try to give you the mod as soon as possible, but we also have to promise that the features are completed. So we also did rush it a bit, and we have to release a 0.1 and 0.51 and 0.2 to just fix some silly stuff.
Yeah, I'm always in favor of taking more time to perfect something. Take whatever time you guys need. Obviously,
Yeah.
This is a mod that is extremely enjoyable, and when you download these other mods and you start playing them, then you crash from your first battle. It's like, well, that kind of makes you not want to play it. But like I said, with this one, with Perisno, I haven't had any crashes. I haven't had any game crashes or unrecoverable errors so far.
Yeah, one of my favorite mods, other favorite mods for Mountain Blade Warband is Clash of Kings. Unfortunately, it has so many crash bugs in it that it's nigh unplayable at this point, and it's really unfortunate because that team's put a really a huge amount of work into their. Oh shit! I just lost a Dark Forest Archer. Not funny. Not funny. Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, that mod, despite the immense amount of work that team has put into it, it's become unplayable because they don't really bug test too well, I think. They don't really focus on the amount of bugs that they have going right now, which I wish they would, because it's a beautiful mod. But Perisno is really well polished, and you guys have clearly put a lot of time not just into the features but into bug testing, which that makes any kind of game complete.
And it shows that you care about the work as well, and you care about what players have to go through.
continue, Ben. I just spurt
Sorry,
something out.
I didn't mean to talk over you. I was just saying that, you know, by you guys going through and working on the mod like you do, and doing the bug testing and finding these problems, fixing them before any of the players have to even see them, it shows that you guys care about it and you care about the players, and you know you're wanting to make sure that the quality is constant. So I like that.
Yeah, I also received lots of praising from the players. So yeah, that's one sign of our success, I guess. The Clash of King is a good mod. It has a lot of work done into it, a lot of efforts put into, but the thing is, because it is too immense, that it needs a very big system, very good spec computer to just run it and play it. And my computer, I mean, honestly, my computer can't even touch the mod. So yeah, I can't play the mod just because I will not be able to run it. I mean, I will like have like 0 FPS constant.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if maybe the way they started working on their mod, they might have gone in the wrong direction, because like you said, it's massive. The world is massive. The amount of data that's in there is massive. You know, maybe what they need to do is they need to slow down and start working on small parts rather than just releasing the one giant world. Because you guys said that Perisno is still going to grow, right? You have more of the map that isn't added in yet. That's something that's going to be added later. So, you know, you guys are focusing on a smaller part rather than just releasing the entire map all at once, right?
Yeah, I mean, the map is always changing. We are still changing the map to add new factions, and just sometimes just skip some Easter eggs and locations into it, and just make a more enjoyable experience. So we change the map according to what we need, to just hope that it does not expand too much and keep it under control. So yeah, I mean, the big map is a problem. The very big map is a very bad problem, because it makes running around the map really slow and really painful for a low spec computer like mine.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the Clash of Kings, the world that it's built in, the Game of Thrones world, is just absolutely immense. And unfortunately, if it was done anything less than immense, it probably wouldn't be done properly. So that it is unfortunate that you know they have to build that way. I'm glad to see that they kind of took that leap. Unfortunately, yeah, bug testing difficult. The world is just so massive that it's hard to load it, which probably hurts their ability to bug test, because you have to go through so much just to try and test a bug.
Yeah, one of the things that I love is that the world is small and I can test everything. Everything is in my hand. I mean, I am like constantly testing new things. Every time I install something into it, I would just go run the game again and test it, and then just gonna exit, and maybe just 1 or 2 things change, and I would just have to load again and test again. So I do constant testing, and I think that's what game developers should do. So they should just test constantly.
What really is your favorite kind of playstyle? Like, you know, I prefer the kind of fast hit cavalry at most of the time. Fortunately, my army right now is mostly foot soldiers and archers, which is kind of throwing me off here. Anywho, Ban loves his archers a lot. He really likes his archers.
Yep.
What's really your favorite kind of playstyle?
Infantry. Massive block of infantry, just running around and eating things up. Basically, yeah, just that.
So you'd be like, you'd want to have like a bunch of North Guards and just like send, you know, hundreds of North Guards in and let them storm a castle.
yeah, you can push them back. No way. Even the Sword Master is so powerful that it's very hard to push them back. It's kind of the same thing with the Haken Legionnaire, but the number of Legionnaire in
Oh,
a
yeah.
Lord army is so small that it does not make more of a trouble for the defender.
They never seem to have a problem getting legionnaires when they're storming my castles.
Yeah, no, and I'm having a nice surplus of legionnaires at the moment too. I'm really enjoying them. They hit hard.
Yeah. Every time my castle gets sieged, it seems like there's, I don't know, like 40% of their troops are legionnaires.
And I intend to increase that in the 0.6, so you have even more trouble fighting a Lord army. So yeah, it's going to get very realistic because normally you can't really fight a Lord's army with a bunch of mercenary. That is like common sense. I mean, the Lord has a lot of wealth. He can just recruit tons of troops and train tons of troops, and it's just gonna outmatch your troops. So your band of mercenary will probably have a hard time against anything. And that is the goal of me right now. I'm testing several new reinforcement templates for them so that they will have a substantial amount of troops that will balance the game for all factions.
What is a reinforcement template?
The reinforcement template is something the game used to give loads troops. So every time they recruit, they will get a amount of troops that is listed in the reinforcement template. So it's a template to recruit troops for every load of a faction. It's very simple. I'm just making it not simple.
Are you gonna change how the player will recruit troops as a lord then, or are you gonna keep that pretty standard?
Yeah, the recruitment is pretty much the same, but there will be another kind of recruit. So you have that I mentioned before, the noble recruit. So you have a lot of noblemen. You can recruit from castle or towns. Only once you are the lord of that castle or town that you can recruit them. And they will be really strong. They are much stronger than the normal troops. That is for sure.
So it's
But they
important.
cost a lot.
Okay,
to-
so they're gonna have a separate upgrade tree from all the other stuff that we currently know. Then.
Yeah, it's you expect 0.5 to be a first version of the mod, and you expect 0.6 to be the almost done version. I would say the thing we would add in 0.7 and such is just more factions and maybe possible plus feature and extra feature, because the main features should be completed in 0.6.
Now, you've talked a couple times about, new factions coming into the picture or invasions occurring that, us fighting nations may have to actually not hate each other just to fight off. How will those function? Is it a time thing, or is it okay, one faction got destroyed, now it's time for this kind of thing? How is that going to work?
It will be a randomized system, so it will just going to happen anytime in your game. I don't know how long we will set it to happen. Maybe randomized in 500 days, 300 days. I don't know. It will just going to happen at some point in your game, and you will not be expecting it at that time.
Yeah, I would really love to see a Roman invasion from with the
Legion.
The third Legion. The legions. I would love to see. I don't know. I've always been a fan of the Romans in history and in games.
The Legion
Their
finally
militaristic
says.
style.
The Legion finally says, "I'm tired of these guys trying to curb stomp me. We're calling in everyone. We're capturing some cities. It's time to do this."
Yeah.
Yeah, the third legion, in 0.6 will have possibly have a place where they station. So they will have a minor outpost, or I would say a castle or something.
I would
Where
love
they stays
if you guys actually made them a faction, like that you could join even after they start to invade. Oh my god, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. I would love to join a Roman faction in this mod.
Especially since they're called the Legion. That makes me happy. Yes, I want to join the Legion.
Yeah.
The Haken is the closest things to a Roman or Greece faction.
Yeah, that band, I got it right in the first try. Okay, third try. Seventh try. Seventh try.
So I would like to ask you a few questions, maybe, because just things about the mod.
Ooh,
I mean, how do you feel about playing the difficulty of the mod at this point? I mean, Bancheis play on full difficulty from the start, and that is pretty brutal. And Dan is also now playing on full difficulty, and I can see red text and yellow text flying everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So how you feel about that?
I think it's at a really great point so far. I mean, cranking up the entire difficulty, it makes it tough. It makes it hard. You have to kind of play it safe. I think leaving it easy does make it pretty damn easy to be successful. I think the balance right now is pretty good. Although, with what you're adding with Lords, I really want to see how that affects it, because I think it'll work really well, but it may make the harder difficulties incredibly freaking difficult, especially for people that haven't played it like 400, 500 hours like Ban and I have.
Yeah, I mean, you can see for yourself. I mean, I can see Ben and you have played this particular character for like 250 days into the game and barely get some castle or towns. Yeah, normally by this time, if you play some native game, you have already won the game. So we are trying to make it so much harder that it is realistic. Like you are really living the game, so you are struggling for it, not just face roll, like just roll around and kills everything with your troops. So yeah.
That makes sense, and I would love that. I don't like the fact that the game at some point in time might end because there's nothing really else to do. Okay, great, that's fun. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. So I like the fact that you guys are kind of ramping things up and trying to make it so this game is going to take a really long time. We're getting into something big here.
Yeah, and putting the difficulty up, making it more difficult is a way to ensure that it's not going to end, at least not quickly. You know, by ramping it up and making the Lords more of a force to be reckoned with, I think that's gonna stop the situation that you've seen from my playthrough, and I'm sure in Dan's playthrough as well. You know, once we have a proper army, we can defeat a Lord's army of twice the size, no problem. Even with the highest difficulty, even with the difficulty ramped up like that. So bringing the Lords on an even level with us would make things very interesting and kind of put it into a situation of more like a stalemate.
Yeah, that would add the depth to the game that I am searching for. And yeah, as of now, I am just trying to find that depth. So I am trying to find that one particular point where the Lord's army will be very strong, but not impossible to beat, but you will have to pay for it.
Making it a very situational kind of risk-reward scenario for you to want to take on a lord, that in and of itself is, I feel, very important. Being able to say, okay, well, I could go against this lord, but, I mean, what do I get out of it in the long run? I get a lot of XP, he has some prisoners, okay, but he's got a lot of riders, a lot of heavy infantry, and a lot of archers as well. I'm going to lose a chunk of my army if I decide to do this. What's the pros and cons here that I'm really worried about? Making it that more thinking game where, okay, we have to balance everything in our head before we try to go for it, that's really important.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like it because I really love strategy and strategy games in general, and being able to make decisions that can affect you immensely just going to add so much fun and so much thinking to the mod that it keeps the game interesting. I mean, at one point, if you have an army that can defeat everything, that's the point where you stop playing the game. And yeah, that's why I am trying to make things happen so that you will want to play the game, because you can really just in 100 days you can really become a king. You need a year, you need 2 years, you need more to become a ruler. You don't become a ruler in 100 days in a medieval world. That is not logical.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes perfect sense.
Now, I do want to raise a concern, though. My main concern with making the lords a lot more difficult, they always seem to pick on the players' castles or the players' towns in particular. Like, if you've been watching my playthrough, you'll see that they always siege my castle. They never go after anyone else's. It's always my castles, and you'll have their entire army. You know, you'll have like 5 or 6 lords with 200 troops showing up to take your castle. Now, when you make the lords that much stronger, how could you balance that? Is there some sort of programming you can do to make it so they don't specifically target the players' castles immediately, or I don't know. What could you do about that?
That is one of the things that I am also looking into. So, yeah, the AI of the load on campaign is right now it's basically the native one. So they would look for the most profitable target to take on. So they will look for the target that they think they can make it out with less casualty than others. Yeah, that's how they work. And because you are weak, so if you are weak, you can't expect to hold the castle. You just go around trying to get some penny from your broke village and maybe hope that someday you have enough to make it to a castle. So yeah, that's where I will have to look into balancing it, as well as I mean, talking with the teams and in making the campaign AI for every load maybe a bit different, so they would not be too much of a burden for a new player. Because I mean, if you are starting Mount and Blade Warband and you play Perisno, I don't think you will be able to play the game, the mod, properly, because you will not be able to enjoy the game. You need like at least completed a few campaigns in native before you're able to fully utilize the mod, because there are mechanics that you don't know yet until you have been defeated or until you have tried it yourself. So it's really more of a mod for experienced players.
Yeah, and that is really tough,
true.
especially when you're talking about ramping up the difficulty, because you can't really ramp up the late game difficulty without saying, okay, well, the start to the game is going to be even harder.
Yeah, like for new players, for people that are just starting into Mount and Blade Warband, to get into Perisno, like if they don't have the same kind of knowledge that I do or Dan does, it might be really difficult to get started. You know, like for me in particular, it took me knowing that I need pathfinding to get away from people and run away to even survive in the Redwood territory. Without that, I would have been completely screwed. So for putting a new player into that situation, and then also ramping up the difficulty, I don't know how that would work well for them. I mean, maybe make some suggestions, like when you're starting your character, maybe put a suggestion saying, you know, this is the easiest start. Give them a scale, you know, saying starting here will be easiest, and then scaling all the way down to starting here will be the hardest.
I really like
so
that.
that way
I really
people
like
have-
that.
Yeah, that is actually one of the very good suggestions, along with the tools of the stream one that we had the other days. And yeah, I mean, it's very easy to make because it takes some wall of text about just gonna have our writer write something fancy about this place being the more peaceful place for endeavors and adventures and stuff, and maybe hinting that this is a better place to start. I mean, it gives a better advantage to new players.
In my opinion, there's nothing wrong at all about giving those new players the direction and the ability to say, okay, well, if you really want to start out at the most basic level, go ahead and start with this faction over in this region. These are your basic kind of troops that you need. You need some archers, you need some cavalry, you need some foot soldiers. Make sure to get it balanced. Those really basic things like that allow people to say, okay, well, I could do this stuff with the game, and it looks like I can go over here and do this stuff, and I can do this stuff too. It allows people to kind of expand their knowledge and start the gears moving in their own heads.
Yeah, but at the same time, you want to be careful not to do too much hand-holding as well. You know, maybe another thing that I saw from another mod, I can't remember which one it was. Depending on which class, or not class, you know, when you pick your life, you know, as a noble or a doctor and all those things, maybe, you know, also put like a scale on there showing which one is easier. As you know, as well, like as a noble, maybe you start off with some pretty strong troops. You know, maybe start off with some pretty strong skills for leadership. A little bit more than native, you know, rather than just leaving it the way it is. So that way, it'll make it a little bit easier for people to jump in and get to that point.
The bonus for starting in personal is immensely increased. I mean, if you choose all the first options, you will get to something like 5 power strike and 2 or 3 iron fresh. That is like immense. Or if you choose everything about warrior, you get like 6 power strike. Like that is a veteran warriors, and you are a squire, and you get like 6 power strike. Or if you choose to be a trader, you get like 6 or 7 trades from the start of the game. That is like a lot. And yeah, also if you choose to be a squire, you also get a light lance and a fast horse from the start with a good armor. So
that's how I always start.
That there are some perks to be choosing others options as well. So, but I will keep looking into it, and if there are feedbacks provided. So, which one is still very weak and which one is not really viable option? Yeah, I will look into change it so it's more viable. I mean, right now, I will list this because I'm the one doing the starting bonus. I will say, if you start aiming to be a warrior, you can get like 5 or 6 power strike from the start. Or if you aim to be just a trader, you get like 7 trades, and you get like 1,000 or more dinars from the start of the game. And if you really like looting, you can go with the looting option like just thieves and uh, just lust for gold and everything, and you get like 5 lootings and such. So yeah, but I will keep looking into it and maybe provide them with some hint, always some good hints about what should the player choose if they are new, or what is the better option to start. That is very good suggestion as well.
And how important is it that the people who play Perisno, those of us that really do love it, talk about the game, even if it is just between each other or ourselves, or on the forums or whatnot? I mean, how critical is it that you see that activity and know what's going on, so you can then look at these mechanics and work on balancing with that?
Just balancing in general is just constant feedback. I mean, balancing is right now a one-man job for me, but I always ask everyone I know that plays the game, plays the mod, that what do you think? It's not balanced. So yeah, I will look into it. If you think this is not, you think that is not, I will look into it, and if it's correct, then yeah, try to balance everything. But the thing I like it is that there's only one guy doing the balance job, so there will not be crossing ideas and just getting information and feedbacks from people, and only one guy will do the job. That's really going to make it less conflict inside the team, and we can have a much better time just doing what we do, because each one in the team has a different role. So one will be doing all the system stuff, one will be doing all the AI stuff, yeah, stuff like that. Just constant feedback, that's really keeping me up to what's going on and so on. At the start though, it's really a hard job. I mean, I have to go through over 1,500 items and almost rebalance almost every one of them, giving them additional things that will make them possible to be used by troops and players, and also making all the troops possible to be played by the player. So yeah, now the hard work is done. Now I'm just enjoying looking at people playing and failing at the mod.
One thing, one thing you mentioned that you want people to get away from is the very heavy use of range units. You said on both occasions on Bands and my stream that, okay, enough with the archers. We know you like the archers. Even I've gotten into it at this point. Do you think that's a problem with the mod, or just how we like to play? And how are you trying to fix that?
We try to fix that by having a better campaign AI, or dumber in some cases, so that your archer will charge in and die, and so you will think that, oh, you don't need archer for this mod, you need a lot of Perisno holy champion and Perisno zealots just charging in and cleaving everything. I'm just joking, but
no, those are pretty good too, actually. Not gonna lie. When both my holy zealots, when both my Perisno zealots died yesterday, I was very sad. I was having a bad day.
Yeah. But you can't take away the archers. I mean, obviously you're not taking them away, but what I'm saying is you can't make the archers completely unviable, because there are some people that have that play style, like me, for example. You know, like.
But Ban is saying don't make his tactics useless.
Well,
oh no, tactic
I mean,
is useless if you use it correctly. It's just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can have a block of infantry and still kill your archers if I use them correctly with some minor cavalry just charging in and charging out, and I will just march my troops toward you and start just slaughtering you, or maybe you can just park your archers in some hills or mountain and raid me to death. That's just the
which I do.
try to make the player to make the decision, not the troops. So yeah, you can work with any kind of troops. That's what I would aim toward balancing. I would like the players to be able to use every kind of troops to win the game. That is very important because in some particular mods that I play, some troops are just too powerful for you. So you was like just, yeah, I'm just gonna do this and win the game. And I don't want that. I want every troop to be useful. And that's how I am going towards my balancing for the mod.
I remember back in and Ban, I know you played a lot of vanilla, even more than I did, so you're probably, I hope you'll agree with me here. The Vagar Knights in vanilla, you just throw as many of them as possible at a problem and they solve it. I mean, same with a couple other the really heavy knight units from factions. Those heavy mounted knights were the instant solution to any problem at all. Everything. You just throw enough of them at it, and it will fix it. They defend, they attack, they ignore archers for the most part because their armor is just too thick. That was I enjoyed that about Warband because it's really complements my playstyle, but it gets boring fast. It gets really boring. So I love that you guys try to actually make a lot of different stuff viable. So even if I have a really well balanced army, I'm like, oh crap, I got a problem here.
Well, one thing that I've noticed that you have done in Perisno, you have made it so you can't just run around with one single type of army. Like, I can't have an army that's completely comprised of archers and get away with that because you'll end up coming up against a complete cavalry, faction that's running around, or some heavy swordsmen with giant shields.
The
Inquisitors, exactly.
You keep bringing that up.
Shrug off arrows.
Because they are strong. They will charge you head on.
Although I would love to see, especially for if you do this sometime, Ban, I would love to see an army of just Redwood elites to see how they function. Because I mean, they're great archers. They're great archers. They're fantastic archers. But, big but, they're also really great cavalry. They're immensely powerful cavalry. So I'd love to see how an army of just Redwood elites would actually function.
That would be tough because first of all, just finding them is difficult. And right now, I'm kind of having a bit of a dilemma with the Redwood faction anyway. My wife is cheating on me and hanging out in someone else's castle.
We discovered this the other day.
Wait to follow me or help. I can't get her to do anything. She just sits there and completely not helpful. So I might be rebelling against the Redwoods.
Oh dear.
So that might be interesting.
Oh dear. What faction would you be joining then, if I may ask?
Well, I just might become a rebel faction for the Redwoods. Maybe trying to create a new Redwood faction.
The Redwood Purists.
As the leader. Something like that. Yeah. I don't know exactly how that would work, but it would be kind of interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't feel that I have a secure foothold to do that with, even though I have like about 300 troops in my castle. And not counting the troops that I'm running around with right now.
Now, one thing that's really unique about Perisno is that when a faction takes over a town or a castle, the troops that it generates changes over to your specific faction, or the faction that controls it. Habeo, how hard was that to deal with, and what really inspired that in the first place?
It was really not that hard to do that because all it takes is to change some formatting things in the scripts so that it will generate the faction troops instead of the town old faction, so the native faction. So it's just a small things, and but it is also inspired by Prophecy of Pender, I would say, because Prophecy of Pender also has that kind of thing where you would one faction would siege a castle, and the all the troops in there will be from the winning faction, not from the old faction. That's really what makes things that it is more logical that way, because yeah, it's just logical. You don't feel your enemy's troops inside your castle. That's like what dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that
Yeah.
as a faction conquers more territory and gains more control, their people also gain more control. Their people expand and grow faster. They use the land that they've captured. They become a bigger part of the nation. I love that.
Yeah,
And
touching
yeah.
back on the fact that the faction troops change. One thing that's always bothered me in native as well as many other mods that are out there for Mountain Blade Warband is that when you have the lords that defect and join someone else's side, they're still fielding their own troops. You know, the faction troops from the one that they're no longer with. I never understood that. I'm like, why don't they switch over to the troops for the faction they joined? It would make so much more sense.
That is also a problem. I mean, it is a native things that we haven't really discussed about or things about, but yeah, it's also makes sense for the new lord to build new troops. I mean, what if the other faction is already destroyed? There are no culture left. There's no trace of culture left. So where did you get those troops? I mean, that's illogical, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one
Yeah.
of the things that we are also looking into doing.
I don't
Maybe in the next version.
personally, I don't mind the fact that, the troops just come over. I personally think it's a little odd that some of the troops don't say, wait a second now, we're turning away from this life that I grew up with. I don't think I want to go turncoat with you, my lord, and either they just disappear because the lord decided they aren't worth keeping around, or they escape and go to other cities.
Well, that's where the deserters come in. The deserters
Yeah.
will end up leaving that army because of morale issues. And
Yeah.
that's exactly one of the points that I was getting to is that when you have a someone who defects and joins another faction, just like with the character's morale, if you have troops in your army that are the same as an enemy troop that you've been fighting over and over and over again, your morale for those particular troops are much lower. So it's more likely that they'll desert. So I mean, I guess that does happen somewhat to the Lord's armies. That's where all these deserters come from. But again, it just doesn't really make sense for them to be using those troops in the first place once they defect. So that's the main thing that I think needs to be changed. Because then you'll just have these lords that they have troops that keep leaving. They have smaller armies. They can't actually go out and fight. Because you say, well, what are you and your men doing? Oh, I'm trying to gather more men. So you're trying to gather more men of the ones that keep leaving because you don't have the morale. And it's like, it's just a vicious cycle,
And yeah, that's also. I mean, there's been people posting in the forum about the morale issue of the troops they are using. So I think I have been playing the game without much morale problem, because basically the only morale problem is coming from the faction troops of the faction that is getting ass kicked by others. So yeah, that's the only problem with the morale. And even at higher troops limits in your party, you can still sustain a rather normal amount of morale with winning, because obviously if you are fielding a lot of troops and you are not winning, then obviously your troop will not be happy. That is a fact. I mean,
Hmm.
if you are not winning anything, then your troops will not be very happy. And if you are fielding a lot of troops, there will be internal conflicts between the troops, so the morale will not be high. That is one of the very, very good things that the native morale system has that I really like. Because
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah.
I prefer that as well. I like being able to say, okay, my army is specifically just Hakan and Redwood right now. I don't put any Draken troops because they're at war with them. I don't put any Tolranian troops in it. No one else. I don't want to have that conflict of interest between my soldiers. They are specifically designed right now to obliterate the Reich. That's what we're doing. That's how the army is composed. I'm taking that into consideration as I'm building my army, and that's specifically how I've constructed it from the start.
Yeah, and the morale system, the morale problem will be eased up in the upcoming 0.6 once the liquor, now the liquor
Oh,
is
that's
0.6
actually
liquor
happening?
and alcohol. Yeah, they will give morale bonuses as well. And maybe
we
I
came up
will
with that, didn't
also
we?
add the button, the menu to the camp menu where you will consume those booze to increase morale to full.
This is something
And
we're
maybe even something else too. I mean, something else that I will give a small spoiler to you.
Uh-oh.
There might be a
Oh.
prostitute NPC
Oh,
in
no.
each town. So you can get away with morale problem for a high price. And they can also provide you with stories or maybe some secrets about other lords and stuff. Yeah, it's
That's
That's
awesome.
happening.
Creative.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I love the fact that you guys are including that liquor stuff. We were talking about that way back a couple weeks ago during one of Bancheis streams, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I love that. I love that that's being put in. That was just a random idea, and I was a little tipsy when I was talking about that in the chat. So, maybe inspired by personal experience, maybe not. I'm not really sure. But I love that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good
that's
idea too. So I
Just
like it.
some very small things that really going to make the game more interesting by just adding some small things. I mean, the small things, they count for a lot. I mean, size does not matter here, obviously, because
Yeah.
you have some small things to enjoy. Obviously, you are enjoying the mod. It's not supposed to be all about bigs and just awesome things like magics and dragons and stuff. Maybe just throw in some prostitutes and fools and some other intriguing stuff, and yeah, the people will enjoy it immensely. Just fun.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. Now, any other little tidbits that you're throwing on the side that could add a lot of flavor to the game coming up in 6.60 and 0.7?
Yeah, there will be, like I said before, there will be one demon spawn with a leader secretly called something. I don't know. I will not give a spoiler to that. You have to find them yourself. But as a counterpart to that, there will also be one very unique and new faction. They are called the Church of Faith. So the Church of Faith will be constantly trying to pursue the demons and try to take them down. The Church of Faith will be like a true vigilante of the Perisno, because it's like they worship the Lord of Faith, which is one of the ancient Perisno god that has been forgotten by pretty much everyone. But they keep their faith, and they are calling themselves the Church of Faith. So they will have an army as well. So there will be 2 additional army to 0.6. That will be very interesting and yeah, just fun. I mean,
Wow.
they will be very strong as well.
Wow.
So they're going to be good guys then, right?
Yeah, they are the absolute good guy. They will have positive
Okay, so they're not going to
relationship
chase after me. then.
everything. No, they will only chase after outlaw and the demon. Only 2 factions they are having problem with is outlaw and the demon, and they will be having neutral or positive relation with everything except for the outlaw and demon. They're really just the good, the best guy, your best friend in personal.
So basically, like the replacements for manhunters.
Yeah, even better than Manhunter, man. I mean, they are way stronger.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay. Impressive. What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, are they gonna have anything to do with, like, are they gonna be associated with the Hakan Inquisitors or the Draken Dragon Priests at all?
No, the Inquisitor and the Dragon Priest, as well as Divine Aisling and Divine Crusaders from the Maccabean.
Mm-hmm.
They are different control and really religious troops. So yeah, we are trying to give the player a sense of religious immersion in the mod. I mean, each faction, they worship their own god. They have their own religion, and we're trying to show you that they are doing that. They are worshiping different gods, and they conflict also because they are worshiping different gods. I mean, the Right Death Dragon, they worship dragons. They fear the dragon. They are afraid of the dragon, but they also worship dragon. That's their twist. The Maccabeans, they worship 2 gods, one old and one new gods, and there are constant conflicts between those 2. I mean, some of the vassal of the kingdom, they worship the old gods, but some worship the new gods. And
Oh my god! I want to direct your guys' attention to the stream here a quick second. Holy shit! That's a 722 size army! Speaking of dragons.
holy shit!
Oh my god! That's got it. Right now, the big numbers we're looking at there are Kriegers.
Fight it.
No, it's 722! Those dragon priests alone would take a serious chunk out of my army. Those guys are powerhouses. Bogenschutz.
Good luck fighting them.
Yeah, no! Nope! Nope, not GIF! Don't want...
See, at this point, when they get an army that size, you should make those NPCs siege a castle.
Yes!
Or a town or something.
Oh god, he's following me too!
Those NPC won't be seeing castle, but they will be chasing other vassal that is at war with their kingdom. So it's also that is already a big addition.
They're never going to catch anyone with 700 people.
But they scare them away from the villages. So if they saw someone around their villages and they are there, they will chase them away. And it's
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt there, but going back to the conversation of religions, well, are you putting any other features in to emphasize the importance of religious structure to each faction, like holy wars or religious conflicts or religious ceremonies or something like that that emphasizes either practices, boosts morale, or changes game mechanics and meta with religion?
yeah, we have plans for them, not in 0.6, but yes, we already have some sparkling ideas and bubbling ideas coming. I don't know if they will not be implemented or not. I know, but yeah, definitely there will be really religious events and such. and something to do with the religion, because right now for 0.5 we have a very small things that is inside the Makkah town, the town Makkah. There is in the castle there are two gods, two priests, one of the old and one of the new gods, and if you pay them some money, you get a good relation with them. And yeah, that is one of the direction where you have enough relation with them. You can do some quest for them and get their troops, their awesome troops, the divine stuff. And that could happen also to other faction, other religions. So yeah, it's also to add some quests to the game is always fun, because I mean we also discuss with each other about questing, and we also agree on a point that keep adding quests to the game. That will immensely help
Oh yeah.
keeping the interest of the players.
Yeah.
I mean, you will find a lot of quests in 0.6 where some will just be so hard, but it is rewarding, and you will get like legendaries, you get like troops, you get like town, castle, you get titles and or achievement, or even permanent skills or stats bonus. It's all possible. It's all possible.
Is there the chance of using religion in politics? Like, there are certain ways to instigate conflict between factions. Is religion possibly going to be one of them in the future?
Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, it's one of the interesting things, and we have a very good base for it, which is the diplomacy mod. Diplomacy mod is just a very good base for any kind of mod, because it has lots of kingdom management and cultural management to it, and we can expand from that point. Yeah, it will keep on rolling, and you will expect more better things coming from the other versions. You will expect more better things coming from just newer versions, I guess, until when we are not able to develop the game anymore, or we move to Bannerlord. Bannerlord is like coming in like a year or so. So yeah, maybe we'll move to Bannerlord and start from the scratch there.
I
maybe.
would love to see a Perisno for Bannerlord.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already seen so many good things about Bannerlord. I cannot wait for them to put out a demo or a big preview. And just being able to see the possibility of Perisno using their new systems and the greatly enhanced graphics and engine. It's just, I want it so badly. I want that to happen.
I would pre-order it if it's ever coming out. That's like, definitely, man. Pre-order something that worth my money is always gonna be good. I mean, I never pre-order anything, never any games. No, I just see if other people have plays, and yeah. So definitely something I would pre-order just to play it from the first day it's released. Definitely.
Yeah, to look at this, pulling back a second, looking at Warband as a whole, folks. If any of our listeners have never played Mountain Blade at all before, it's well worth your time. Get Warband. Trust us on this. It's extremely cheap. It's what, $10 right now on Steam? At the most?
Is it? I think it's 20 right now.
Is it 20 right now?
20. Yeah, yesterday I checked, it was 19.99, I guess.
That's
so yeah, it's
that's
20
great.
bucks. 20 bucks.
Yeah, and how much have you played it, Ban? Ban, how much have you actually just played Warband and all of its mods?
Warband and all of the mods, according to Steam, it says 725 hours.
20
I
bucks.
know I played more than that though, because
20 bucks for let's just say 700 hours. That's a steal. You're getting your money's worth.
Oh yeah.
To a point where we don't really
Absolutely.
see that anymore in gaming. Like one complaint that people had about the new Batman game, Arkham Origins, is that it had all of these random kind of unused Batman villains just shoved into it to try and make the game longer, and it barely reached the 18-hour mark for $60.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, I mean, 700 hours so far, and we're still going for $20. Yeah, I think my point makes itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely worth it. Now, do we have anyone in the chat that is interested in playing Warband? Do we have anyone here in chat? Anyone who's listening that is interested in playing Warband? That doesn't have it?
I guess not. I guess everybody has one already.
A lot of our folks that listen already are probably following because they already love Warband.
Yeah.
Total War is absolutely good. I mean, yeah, I love strategy
Total
games,
War's
so
good too.
Total War is good. I mean, like, also Age of Empire 2 and stuff like that, or Heroes of Might and Magic.
Heroes of Might and Magic, yes.
Oh yeah,
all those strategy games.
I love those games.
Really worth my money on all of them.
Absolutely.
I remember probably my first experience with one of those army building strategy games was on the Sega Genesis playing King's Bounty.
Oh my god!
It's a very old game. Not a lot of people have heard about it. Not a lot of people know about it. And then when they started releasing these new King's Bounty games, I'm like, you're kidding. There's people that want this? So I bought those and tested them out, and sure enough, they actually do kind of resemble the original King's Bounty.
Wow. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an old, like, a lot of people have never even heard of King's Bounty.
if I remember back, I never played King's Bounty, but I ended up. Yeah, there's a camel. This lord I'm fighting alongside with, this quote-unquote Hakan lord, is actually a Drahara lord that decided to join our faction after we obliterated them. Yeah.
Drahara is very, very interesting. Mark my word. They will be strong.
I'll trust you on this, and I'm going to work really hard to make sure they don't get the better of me in my 6.60 playthrough, because I'm not letting any faction.
Or you will play them.
Maybe. I like the fast attack, so maybe. But I was gonna say, my first real experience for RTS gameplay, Perisno Holy Champion, yes, was actually. Oh crap! Why am I trying to talk? No, 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 no! Oh boy! Whew!
And you got out of there. Wow. I did not think you were going to get out of there.
I didn't either. Gotta be honest. Didn't think I was going to survive that one. Anywho, my first experience with that kind of army building thing, Warcraft 1. I'm a huge Warcraft junkie. Still am.
Yeah, Warcraft 1 is so good.
I played all the Warcrafts.
Yeah.
I play all Warcraft and Starcraft and all of that. It's so good.
Oh Jesus, not again! They just came up around me! No! Not fair!
Instantly surrounded.
No! Where did you all come from?
They are naked, man. They're hot. Naked. Very angry. Watch your anus. They come for it. Yeah!
No! Woo. Oh shit, there's more of them.
What are you fighting? Like, I didn't even see what you
the King Rafiafiakavadavadava, something like that. I don't remember the name of him. The one that Habeo was goading me into fight all yesterday, and I was like, nope, 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 a whole lot of nope, nope, that gif. And now I'm like, okay, someone else was fighting him, so I decided to charge in and help.
Okay.
Apparently, this guy dropped some really awesome weapon, though.
Yeah, he has one of the legendary weapon. You might not be able to obtain it, but if you are lucky, it will drop. If you are lucky, it will drop. It's like a one single chance in an entire battle to get that one sword.
That's nifty.
But
I like
if
that.
you are
I like
lucky-
that. I hope you guys keep doing
You
that
are
kind of
lucky.
rarity thing where it's really hard to find some things, but it's such a good chance, such a good item if you can find it.
Yeah.
Of course. It has like 57 or 59 something damage, slash damage, also.
Wow.
Which totally worth it. It's on the same page with the Flamebringer. And also the
You know what I
Zela
would
deck,
like to
the
see?
chosen one the other day is also. Oh, actually, it is rarer than the Quality Gem attachment because you can't get them any other ways. I mean, the Quality Gem you can just capture someone and take it, but here no, you basically can't take it anywhere but looting it from battle, which is very hard because that's like one item in like a few thousand of them. That's like almost impossible. You don't really loot that.
Back to what we're talking about here. One thing I would love to eventually see in Perisno is obviously you can set up your own faction. You can say, okay, screw you all, I'm doing my own thing. I'm gonna happily do my own thing. I would love to see the ability to construct new towns and new cities. Is that ever a possibility, or is that too much being shoved into the game to make it viable?
It can be made possible when we had it in the past, but it was bugged out, so we dropped that out the game. And we are still one of the developers actually is considering on taking it back after fixing all the potential bugs. He will be porting it back into the mod at some point. Just not right now, because right now all the focus is on the new 0.6, and we really have to make it worth our time and worth the downloading time and the bandwidth of the player, because that's like a 1.3 1.2 gigabytes of shit that you have to download to play. I mean, if you download something for so long, you would expect to at least be able to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about being able to like create new towns and castles, but I think it would be nice to be able to build like wooden forts, you know, or it would be nice for a place to put your troops if you don't have a castle. You'd still have to pay their, you know, full upkeep and everything, but being able to just put like a quick fort up, if they're like, here's a good example. Actually, where you are on the screen right now, you see where there's just a small opening in between the mountain and that water there.
Yeah.
That's a place where people can actually come through. You know, it's a place where people are able to sneak through to get through different areas. If you put a fort there and you put someone defending that area, you know, it makes it more difficult for people to sneak into your territory.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Strategic placement of forts would be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning the last time I said it. But yeah, it's the feature about making an outpost. So you will be building an outpost with all your resources, with tools, with irons, with stuff like that. So yeah, you will have an outpost and you will develop it. So you can put troops in it, and you will have some NPC in it, so you can do some very normal things, like maybe even have some traders and such in, so you can trade and have shops and stuff. That's all entirely possible.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was was bugged out in the 0.4 version, so we decided to not put it in 0.5 because we didn't have the time to
Mm-hmm.
just debug it. So yeah, it's my comeback. It's entirely possible because we have already mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's entirely possible.
Mhm.
Ben, I want to direct your attention to the screen right now. Yeah.
Oh, I saw.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Oh yeah, and banners. There will be more banners and will be better banners for.
Ooh, are
every
you guys gonna do
faction, so
custom
you-
banners?
Yeah.
Banners are
course.
good. Yes.
Yes.
So
More
yeah, there will
banners
be
are always
more
welcome.
custom banners. And right now there are the factions are still using their own native banners, which does not really like symbolize them much. But yeah, it will be different.
Could people submit banners to you guys, like make their own images up that makes banners and suggest them to you on the forums?
Yeah, yeah. All of those are welcome because we would love to have some interesting banners. Maybe someone would just make a banner for themselves or something.
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to. I'm gonna have to do that then. That sounds like too much fun right there.
yeah. If you can
Yeah.
Photoshop your face and put it on a flag, you can also put it as a banner. It's entirely possible.
I don't think I'd put my face on that. I don't want to scare people. That's not my objective, not my goal.
So,
He's already
yeah,
got a camera. We don't want to have too much.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Too
dangerous.
much beards.
I also love the
beach.
gambling system. One thing I'm showing right now on the screen is the gambling window where, you know, you can try your luck at getting either some really awesome items or some really crappy items.
That axe.
That
That axe, the double-bladed axe. That's a really good one.
double-bladed. Double-winged axe.
Double-winged axe, yeah.
It might be
Look
better
at the
than my
damage on
elven
it.
blade.
If you get a really good mod on that too, that's a really amazing
We'll
axe.
try it out. We'll try it out here. Also, I want to try this dark armored charger because it might come out better than my current one. All right, let's see what we got here. Sway backed dark armored charger. Kind of crappy.
Aw.
Heavy double winged axe.
There you go.
Bonus against shields, unbalanced. Swing still 47 though. Bent black. No! Didn't want you bent. Bent is bad. I came out on the.
Get bent, Lance. Get bent.
Yeah, I came out on the short end of the spear on that one, so to say. That's the fun of it. Sometimes you get
Temper
really good
or
stuff.
balance are always good. Temper or balance.
Yeah.
Temper is better than balance. Temper
Yeah,
is better than balance.
Sometimes I come out
Yeah.
way on top of the gambling stuff. Like the reinforced Perisno ruined armor is the one I got from gambling.
I was wondering where you got that.
Yep, that was a gamble on my part, and it came out right side up.
Wow.
Reinforced is probably the one of the better mods you get on that.
Second best
Okay.
modifier best is
That is
lordly.
very nice.
Lordly then reinforced.
Lordly.
So yeah, it's second best. But
Okay.
lordly will
Yep.
be like too strong.
Yeah.
Also, the balanced high elf blade was a gamble. No, wait, no, I purchased that.
No, you sold
No,
the
that was a
axe. Don't
purchase.
sell the
I
axe.
told
No, the
I told you to.
no way. The
buy
sword
that.
is faster and it swings for the same.
Yeah, swing the same, but it's faster.
Give the axe to one of your companions,
I-
man.
That's a good point. Okay, that's
Crushing
good.
through blocks.
Give it to Odin. Odin is always good with a two-handed weapon.
That's true. He loves smashing heads. So let's go and pull up the Ulden here. What do you got, buddy? You got a two-handed saber right now. I can do better. Yeah, there's 47 for you.
Oh yeah, the companions. Totally forget, but the companions will be different.
2 arrows.
Not different, but they will be different when they are made lords. Right now they are also different, but in 0.6 they're even better. They're way better.
What's going to happen to him?
Some of them will be fielding entirely different troops. They're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so like antelope, like you calling her antelope,
Yeah.
she'll be fielding all females,
Antelope, yeah.
all females troops.
What about Arcanus? I know he's Arachnus. I don't like pronouncing it. It's not fun for me. Arcanus.
Arcanus.
Aracanus will be fielding one very special troops along with his Perisno troops. So all the companions will
Oh, he gets
mostly be
Perisno
fielding
troops?
Perisno troops. Yeah, he gets additional troops.
Ooh.
Get some very, very spooky troops. That would be awesome.
Nice.
He's gonna start scaring some children there.
Shijin will all be fully using Zan troops.
Oh yeah, Shijin. He's such a champion, but he takes a beating. He goes down so easily,
yeah.
but man, if he gets on a roll, you can just see him running through armies, cleaving left and right with that big two-handed katana of his. It's amazing what he can do.
Give him something.
I actually
better
found a
to-
Flamberge and gave it to him.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to find a Flamberge here. Do I have any?
You can always re-roll the Mystic Merchant every time you enter the tavern again. The Mystic Merchant will have a refresh inventory, and you can sell all your items to him and not worry about the money he has.
Yeah. Wait, you can sell to him?
Yeah, you can sell, definitely. And
Oh, I didn't
he
know you
has
could sell to him.
the Mystic Merchant has unlimited inventory and unlimited money, so you can just sell everything to him.
Oh, wow.
Not worry about
Yeah,
enough
that's-
money.
Unfortunately, I can't sell to him actually.
You can click on hold control and click your item.
Yeah, it's not working right now. Yeah,
Should be
I'm
working.
trying to do
Oh,
it right
because
now.
he has no inventory space.
No, he
You
has
have to buy
inventory
something
space.
from him.
He has stuff right here.
inventory space, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be
Does it?
working.
yeah, his inventory space right down here.
Oh, yeah.
It should be working the same way you buy items, or maybe
It's not letting me sell anything to him. Oh no, I just can't sell food.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. It doesn't let me sell food or anything like that.
buy some shitty things and try to sell it again.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
sell
did it
something.
on I sold on my books, so it works. We're good.
Instant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has unlimited money, really.
Okay, I just can't
Sell
sell food to him. I have to remember that.
You can always refresh every time you re-enter the tavern. It will refresh its inventory, so you can always just re-roll and re-roll again and re-roll again, try looking for a good thing to buy. Yeah, that's good horse.
Regular.
Aw.
I keep hoping. I'm going to refresh him once more before I move on. I don't think people want to watch me just, hammer on
How
the
did
Mystic
you
Merchant.
get so much money? That's what I want to know.
Stuff and things?
He's not storing his gold, Bancheis. He's not
Yeah,
storing
no,
his gold.
I keep my money on me.
He's
Yeah.
not storing his gold. He's selling them.
Ooh, Red Steel Charger. Give me
Habeo
get
saw
some-
my,
No!
Oh, wow.
No! Lame! No!
No, that's fine. It'll heal. It'll heal.
What?
Lame will heal.
Oh, well, okay. I'm going to hold you
Yeah,
Lame horses can actually heal with your wound treatment.
Oh, okay. I'm going to hold on to you then. Maybe it's going to get better.
It takes a while, but yeah, it'll heal into a regular one. Same thing if you get one of your horses that gets injured, just unequip him for a while, leave him in your inventory for a bit, and he'll heal up.
I've always just sold them off. I feel like a bad person now.
Well, you didn't turn him into glue, so
Oh, you had to go there.
yeah.
Oh dear. Now, in front of my screen here, we have the axe bow. This one thing that it gives me the giggles every time I see it in game. How did you guys come up with a crossbow that shoots axes at people? Why? How does it even function? And why have you given us such a glorious gift?
I don't know. I mean, it's already there when I come to the mod, so
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
It must have been some very, very drunken developer. I think Bancheis is having a problem, and it's quite painful as well. I think he's having a good time
Yeah.
laughing.
How is
You
your
guys have noticed I haven't been laughing as much because
yeah?
that's
Unfortunately, Banshee's had a little bit of a surgery a couple days ago. How are you feeling, by the way, Ban?
oh man. Yesterday I was in such excruciating pain. I wasn't sure I'd be able to keep. I wasn't sure I'd be able to stream. Today it's not as bad, but you know that's mostly because of the Percocets. So.
The happy pills.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear
But
God.
I'm recovering. Yeah, I can tell it's getting better. It's a lot better than it was yesterday, and yeah, it's not bad.
There we go. What?
Still can't sneeze or blow my nose or do any of those things that normal people can do.
Normal activities.
Yeah.
Important stuff. Very inspired by Ben the other day. He was like, "Hey, I'm setting up my new rigs, and yeah, I will be transferring all the important stuff like porn and games and films and shit." Oh yeah, I figured that's the important stuff that he's talking about.
Yeah. I was joking, of course. Let's just put that out there. But yeah,
Are you sure?
who stores porn anymore? God.
Yeah, you can always
So
go
many
into the
websites.
internet, right?
I'm just gonna put my couple portable hard drives off to the side now. Back to the game before we creep out all of
Yeah.
our audience. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have already done that. That's already done. It's a done deal.
Oh
Did you
dear.
make this an 18 or older stream?
It's always 18 or older. It's the Rob and Dan stream.
Okay.
It's always 18 or older. We have never been kid friendly. Mostly because I don't like kids and Rob doesn't give a fuck. Well, he does. He gives more of a fuck than I do, just not on our stream.
You know, it's funny. I used to like kids until I worked as a counselor at the YMCA, and then I started to hate them.
I shouldn't say I hate kids.
That's 'cause-
I extremely dislike being around kids. I can't stand
Oh,
children.
trust me, you'll learn to hate them when they think it's extremely funny to walk up and punch a counselor in the balls. Just, yeah, kids. I don't know.
What's Habeo? What's
I
your
have no idea.
what's one of your favorite mechanics that's going to be coming out in one of the new versions of Perisno?
It has to be the novel recruitment. The big thing is the novel recruitment, and we are really pushing it. I mean, we had it featured like we had planned to feature it like from 0.3, 0.4 something, but we are finally able to put it out for you guys in 0.6. So it is much similar to the Prophecy of Pandar, so you would get to recruit some of the more novel troops, and they will turn into much better troops than the commoner one, but it will cost like a good 500 for each recruits.
So you'll need
And-
the income that comes with being a lord, or having a couple pieces of property or castles just to field the troops in the first place.
Yeah, it's like all about the end game money spending, because we all want people to spend their money on things and not storing goals in chests.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, is he talking? Is
And
he
not
talking about
having
someone here? Is he talking about
230,000.
someone?
No.
I'm not scoring my golden
entirely
chest.
making a point. So, no hidden stuff here, but yeah, the player will have more choices in investing their monies on stuff. I mean, right now the only thing they can do is buy stuff from the Mystic Merchant, but once you have everything good, you don't even want to change anything.
Yeah.
You can't get
Yeah.
you can't get any better. There's not any betters out there. So yeah, there's just more things to spend money on, and there's also one little things about all factions, that each faction will have one mercenary that is specific to that faction and can be
I like that.
recruited from an NPC in a town. So each faction will have one very specific troops mercenary that is just gonna be symbolize the culture of that faction, and yeah, just gonna be very special. They are not that strong, but they can really help you in the nick of time if you have the money, because when you have just lost your army and you have money, you can always hire a bunch of them and yeah, go out and try to get an army back up again. Just gives the
Yeah.
players more things to spend money on and more options for the late game, the mid and late game. Because yeah, the early game right now, the very early starting of the game is, I mean, it's already completed. It's nothing much to do. There are many outlaws. We rename all the outlaws. We add more outlaws to the scene, more things to kill, and just yeah, we are trying to improve the mid game and the end game of the mod, so that the player can have interest in the mod from the start to the end. And maybe we will include some special requirement for victory and stuff like that. Definitely a possibility here. Yeah, just gonna make people just be interested in the game until the end, until where they can where they have conquer everything.
What are your thoughts for
That sounds
a
interesting.
victory condition? Like what do you think it would be in the first place?
It could be that you have to become, you have to gather some relics to be recognized as a true king. That is for sure. I mean, you have nothing to prove that you are the king. You must have something to prove that, hey, I got this. It is it's proof that I have achieved something. One of the possibilities to have the player just gathering legendaries items, so that he can be uh, just acknowledged by everyone as the king. And yeah, that's all.
It would be nice to see if there was like an end game quest too. That once you get to a certain point, you could take, like a reminiscent of King Arthur and the Holy Grail, but actually being able to find it.
This is
one
the
of
Monty
quests-
Python version.
Yeah, not the
one
Monty
of the
Python
quests
version.
is that film is hilarious, I know. And one of the quests is to actually become the enemy of the Death Dragon and help the Ilika Falki winning and siege a town, take one of the wreck town, and then proceed to fight and defeat Zeladak and his 600th army to get one of the legendary and the title the chosen one, and accompanying that maybe even stats boost, so you get like riding skills or something, strength, agility, maybe. So yeah, there are plenty of quests out there, and they are pretty much endgame because you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to kill Zeladek anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
600.
Yeah.
Army of 600.
Yeah.
And, we was trying to lure Dan into fighting them the other days, but he was too. He was conscious at that time, so he did not pass out at that time, so he kind of avoid fighting. Passive.
It's for the best. You guys are trying to goad me to fight him as well, and it's just like, no, 600, no! He's also called the Chosen One! I'm not gonna fight Neo!
Yeah, and also the Blue Elves also will have a quest with the naked man in that town. There's a naked man that will actually will be giving out quest. Yeah, he's the hottest elf man in elvery man in the entire mod because he's naked.
I would really like to see a quest to help the Blue Woods overthrow the Redwoods and take control of the kingdom.
Ooh,
that'd be cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it can also be incorporated with the Clamons, the Clamons of Redwoods, maybe. That's also a possibility. There are many possibilities for the mod because obviously we have not completed the mod at any point, which is, like I said before, this 0.5 just like still a testing version. And we put it out so that
still plenty
the players can help us test them and give us those very useful feedbacks so we can improve. I always think that the more feedbacks you get from other people's, the more ideas from other people's you can get, the better you can fix things and make things work, and there will be a better product.
Absolutely. Couldn't possibly agree more. That's why it's important that every single one of you guys, too, whether you play it, or stream it, or just like to talk about it, make sure you let everyone know that you're playing Perisno, that you have these ideas, that you love talking about these kinds of things. So go out there, guys, if you do enjoy Perisno, post on the forums. Make sure the mod makers know your ideas. It's really important that you guys let your voices be heard. Wait, what? That's it? That's it for this fight? Okay, that was overpowered.
Yeah, you were sitting on top of the hill.
Yeah, wow.
With archers.
Whew! That's crazy. Skashman is saying,
someone that sounds like Jesse Cox and someone else sounds like Total Biscuits. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
no one sounds like TB here. I think Bancheis actually sounds a little like Jesse.
I do?
Mm-hmm. Especially when he's just talking normal, like he's not actually doing his radio voice. You sound a lot like him.
I don't have a radio voice.
Not look like.
Oh, you mean Jesse Cox when he's talking in his
yeah, when Jesse's talking normally.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound a lot like him.
I was gonna say I don't have a radio voice. No idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, but that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to have one. It's all right. But you do have a decent radio voice.
By the
Well, I
way, Ben,
appreciate
would
that.
you
Thank
be streaming after this as well, or you'll be playing some
you know,
Ragnarok?
I'm probably gonna be playing some Ragnarok. I'm gonna take an easy day today, just so I can get a little bit more recovery and not make it feel like I'm working while I'm recovering. So. Because I know that a couple of people have already yelled at me saying, you should be resting, not streaming. You should, doing stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. Habeo, you told me that. You told me that. No Ragnarok or Perisno recovery.
Yeah, pure recovery. Oh, that's the princess.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
a
try
princess.
to marry her.
Actually, I'm gonna try and snipe her.
No. Hey, you're not.
She still has a lot of those dragon priests, though. I'm not gonna try it. F it.
Question.
Only
Question.
51
If
of
you
them.
belong to a different faction, and you marry the princess from a different faction, does she join your faction, or...
You will still be enemy when times come, but you can always have the option to persuade her to come to your faction, or to persuade her to overthrow and rebel, or persuade her to join you in your overthrow. So yeah, that's options. Options.
Huh. So if she's
So you can
if
ask-
she's still a member
Yeah.
of the enemy faction and you marry her, will you end up having to fight her at some point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about
You're
a
not going to
relationship
win.
dispute.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
I don't think you can win that fight though. All the female vassal in the 3 female vassal that you can marry in the game, they have special troops. One with divine atheling, one with redwood elites, and one with dragon priest. So no, you are not going to win very easily.
But yeah, Habeo, I would definitely like if you guys can add in the ability to give troops to your wife while she's in a castle. Because as you've seen with my playthrough, I'm kind of at a point where I'm stuck and I have no option other than rebelling. But I don't like being forced into that option either.
Yeah, that is one of the things we slipped through, so we didn't really pay attention to that. So yeah, that's slipped through, and I think that will be fixes soon in the 0.6 because it's fairly simple
good.
to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe leave you with that and leave you to your own device.
Well, you could do that too, I suppose.
That's perfectly acceptable.
But I just think that that women should do as they're told. So if I tell her to go to my castle,
No.
go to the castle.
I think the only thing the woman should do as told is to keep your gold safe.
Or just keep his gold.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Very safe. It's a
If
safest.
you're letting your wife hang on to your gold in the first place, you've already made a mistake.
Oh, ouch. Ooh, 43 renown, 20 morale for that fight. Not a single death against Nibor Hood.
Yeah, neighborhood is just a true Robin Hood. He does not have nothing. Just tight pan and
Yeah, he has tight pants guarding him, and that's about it. The power of tights.
You know what I would love to see?
Yeah.
I would love to see a legend. I mean, I know there's already a legendary bow in the game, but I would love to see another legendary bow, one that has like a super fast attack speed. Like, just I don't know, just plinks off arrows left and right,
yeah, there's
that would
a
be awesome.
thing called the Helsing crossbow. It's not obtainable. If not use the cheat menu. It's can fire up 10 bolts, 10 shots at one reload.
Oh my god.
10.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you will reload for 10 10 bows at once and firing 10
That's
of them
pretty
at
crazy.
once. Yeah, we are planning to add it as a quest reward in one of the
Oh, wow.
very secret thing quest.
Now, one thing that one of our my normal viewers, SK Doodle, told me about is that there's 4 secret towns somewhere in the game. Now, I don't need to reveal the locations, how they spawn, or where they are. Why are they in there? What purpose do they serve? That's all I want to know.
Currently you can find there are 2 outposts. One for a very strong mercenary troops, the freelancer mercenary troops.
Mhm.
They are very strong. They can be hired for a fair amount of money, and yeah, it's just a place where you can hire them. So that's one. And the other is the Zan outpost.
Ooh! Ow!
Zan outpost is where you can hire some of the samurai warriors.
Okay. Oh no, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? They just stopped! Everyone just stopped! No! Oh.
Someone is laughing.
Yeah, I found both those outposts.
Someone is
I would
dying.
like to see more, though. I'd like to see a Bluewood outpost. You know, maybe just maybe some sort of an outpost for each of the bandit factions. The Amazons having some sort of a place to stay. It'd be pretty interesting. Maybe just somewhere that they spawn from. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like when you see the bandit hideouts that you get test or quest to go and take out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, except that they're more permanent and they just spawn nonstop.
Yeah, that
Well,
we
they spawn up to a certain
plan to
number
have-
of, you know, troops.
Yeah, we plan to have even more outposts and such in the new version. I will not be spoiling everything, but you expect to have more unique locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Sweet.
and a lot of more castle and towns are very huge and very beautiful, very interesting. Because that's one thing that we're trying to do is to give the player a sight of the beautiful castle and towns and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think some of the towns and castle in 0.5 is already new scenes, and yeah, we are trying to add more, and maybe at one point we actually can replace all the native scenes with the new scenes, all new
That'd be
town
cool.
and castle. Yeah,
How-
that's one of the long-term goals.
How in depth can you go with making new castles or new towns or new models for those kinds of things?
That's a good question.
We have a few scener. Their job is to use the scene props and incorporate them into the map, so the scene is the castle and the town. It's like a builder game where you just build things, you stack things up to each other to make it looks cool and make it looks logical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really easy at all. You have to have the imagination as well as a very good knowledge about construction and stuff, and architecture and stuff to be able to do a good job with it. I mean, I can do it, but obviously I would not be able to do it as well as the guy that is specialized in doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Well,
have been
you're
doing
just
some
one
very
man.
good
You
job
can't
as
do
well.
all of it.
Yeah, I actually I've been doing not that many things. I'm just doing things with the gameplay, mainly the gameplay. So everything doing with the balance, the troops, the items, and the general gameplay. and I leave the system to other guys, and the art and textures and stuff to other guys. So I just
That-
mainly the
Well,
testing
that
and
brings
the game
another
system.
question. That brings another question to mind. So we know that you're quite active developing this mod, and how about the other guys that are working on this mod? How active are they? If that's something that you want to talk about.
Yeah. We, like I said before, we have a good chemistry in the team. I mean, we all contribute and we all like discuss and everything every day. So every day there will be discussion between us in the forum and or via some personal messages or some other form of messages. We will all be discussing with each other every day. So yeah, we connect with each other
Cool.
every day and talk about things. Yeah, that keeps the mod alive for as long as we can keep
Now-
our discussions.
Yeah. Now, are you in particular working on any other mods that are out there currently?
Me, I
Oh,
don't really
error
have
on the
time.
screen really quick here coming up. There's actually an error code that pops up. I know. I want to make sure you see that one.
Antelope.
Yeah, and ignore Antelope. We don't care about Antelope.
Yeah.
She just likes to complain.
Oh, that's one of the error with the companion coming back. I don't know if this is one of the error with the companion coming back. So it's one of the things that I don't know if it's a fix to it or not, but we try to find it, and if we can find it and fix it.
And the good part about how you guys have structured things so far, I think people understand that hey, this is still a work in progress. We're only at 0.5. You know, we're not. That face is kind of scary. We're not at the point where we're even saying it's a finished game yet. And I think people understand that. I think people, you know, look at that and say, okay, well, that's acceptable. They're working hard. How can we help?
Yeah, I mean, mistake I always made, so we'll try to fix them and make a better product to give it to you guys to play. That's really is something that makes us happy. So yeah, it's gonna be fixing things, and you guys will report things. We will fix them. I mean, even if there's those completed mods, there will still be something to fix, and we're ready to fix them if we can. All the bugs that we can fix, we will definitely be fixing them. That's for sure. But the game, it despite having a good concept and just good gameplay, the game also has lots of bugs. That's for sure. The game has a lot of bugs. You will find many strange things even in native. I mean, you play like a few hundreds hours, so yeah, there should be some very strange things that happen at times. Just native things that they were not well thought out. Just the game developer just did not thought out. Yeah. So yeah, there are things we can't be fixed because they are hard coded. So they are hard coded into the game, and it's very hard to bring it out and fix it. But if it's something we added on, there will always be a fix to a problem that to a feature that we added into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
you said
try to
that
fix everything.
You said that your team has really good chemistry. You guys talk to each other a lot. It's a vibrant, energized team that's making the Perisno mod. Do you guys have any games or activities you like to do together every so often? Like, I know between myself and Rob, you know, we like to broadcast all our games, where we play PlanetSide 2 every so often. We'll play different space games together. We'll do these different activities together that we love to do and we love to show it off. Is there any of those activities that you guys all share together?
Not really, because mainly because of the time zone that we live in. So when I am sleeping, some other team members are studying or just going to work and stuff. And yeah, it's the only thing that's keeping us from having some, just maybe sometimes just conversations or just live conversations can be hard at times.
Sorry.
The the time zone is very different. Yeah, but I would like to just sometimes just have fun conversations with them. Maybe playing something together. It's always fun to do. Yeah, we consider each other friends more than anything because we share the same, share the same interest and hobby. So
Yeah. So I'm
One of those
assuming
deep,
you
deep
guys
things.
started off as players in Warband, right? You guys started off playing Warband and decided we can make this better or something. I don't know. How did you come about to wanting to mod?
me wanting to mod is like I see some other mods that is very good. I love them, and I saw this mod in particular is lacking something which I have the knowledge to be able to help and make it more refined. So yeah, I just offer them to test first. Just offer that I will test the mod for you and maybe give you some feedbacks and such. But time goes by, I start doing things too. So I will start to add things and balance things on my own too. So the other guys can focus on doing some other things that will not require as much attention. So they can do some system features. So I can do the balancing and gameplay, and they can do all the system features. There's like the novel recruitment or the quest or maybe in 0.6 there will be a sea travel, so you can travel by boats, by ship. That we are still
That'd be interesting.
discussing on how will we do it. But yeah, a definite feature. How are we going to
Cool.
do that? Yeah.
That's pretty
And
impressive.
one more news is that the freelancer mod, which we will be able to join a Lord's army, it will definitely be in the particulars or has already been tested by me, and generally there's no bug, so has already been there. So it's not really that big of a deal but it gives some very interesting gameplay as well, because you can join the Lord's army, just be lazy and just sit around looking at him, and when there's a battle you can join, and you will be go just fighting side by side with his army until when you don't want to do it anymore, you retire from that army.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just giving some interesting experience for the players.
Now,
Something to do.
how will players be able to go through and experience the freelancer mod? What's the way people go through and do that?
To just approach a Lord, talk to him, and tell him I want to enlist in your army. The Lord will say, "Sure, man, come along."
Now, will
And,
the Lord
the
be
thing-
giving you orders at that point during a battle, or will it be okay? Hey, fight.
Yeah, you can do whatever
Well-
you want, man. You can do whatever you want.
It's
Just-
honestly-
yeah, just run around and
It's
doing
honestly
nothing
just
while-
like being. Yeah. The only limiting factor is you can only use the equipment that you're given for the most part. You can switch it out. I've had some experience with this mod myself. So when you join the army, you have to fight as a regular soldier, I mean, you don't have to. You can always go and just charge in and do whatever you want anyway, but you generally can't use your horse unless you're a mounted unit. I've ran into that before. They give you equipment, and what a lot of people like to do with it is they like to stick in an army for a while, work their way up the tier to the highest tier infantry or highest tier cavalry, and then desert the army and keep your stuff because you get to keep all the gear that you got. It pisses people off, but you get a really nice build.
Perisno, all the gears are better for the troops. All the gears for the troops are good. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a fun thing to just get to the top tier and desert and keep all the good stuff. It will take like probably like 40 to 50 days to fully get to upgrades to last tier. That's pretty fast. If the lot is fighting a lot and you will have to actually contribute in the fight, you have to kills and get experience so that you can level up your tier.
You level up just like a basic troop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can also choose to become anything in that troop tree. So you can choose to become a Dragoner, you can choose to become a North Guard, and you choose to become a Kingsman. That's all your choice.
Yep. No, I mean you don't have to desert. I'm just saying that's just one style of playing that mod.
That's how he likes to do things.
But there's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of reasons why you'd want to not desert the army. For one, when you're fighting with your lord, you're gaining reputation with that lord every time that you guys win a fight. You know, you can go and talk to him afterwards and say, "Hey, that was a great fight." He's like, "Yeah, it was," and then you share a little buddy moment. You know, high five, and afterwards, you know, you have a good relation. If you do that with the king's army or the queen or whoever the leader of the faction is, you know, you're getting massive points with these guys. Then you can just say, "Hey, I would like to you know, be a vassal for you," and then all of a sudden you have this high faction or high relation with the leader that's going to be giving you castles and towns and all that because he knows you. You know, you fought with him many times. So you don't necessarily want to desert and piss people off because there's some reason, you know, to stick around.
Yeah, that is actually one of the interesting things about the mod in general. That freelancer mod, it's just it gives the player a more safe and secure early game. So yeah, if the player is not really confident in playing alone solo and go YOLO solo and stuff, you can always enlist an army and sit there, just fight whenever you can and get your experience, get your points with the lords. Yeah. You don't always have to
Starting
go YOLO.
The Redwood faction would have been really handy.
Yeah,
with that.
That would have been incredible. In fact, I might have to try that when .60 comes out. I might have to try that out.
Redwood has the best bow for the troops. All the bows are very, very fast, powerful, and accurate comparing to the other bows I intentionally made, so they carry much better bows. So yeah, if you are a troops of Redwood army, you also be using those bows.
Anything else you guys want to hit on and talk about before we close up shop here? It's just past 3:30 and looks like Rob's been trying to get my attention on Skype. Yeah, I agree. Okay, thanks, Rob. Yeah, anything else you guys want to hit on before we close up shop?
I would like to say that thank you everyone who has been playing the mod. And if you have your friends who are also enjoying Warband, or you have friends that is enjoying the action and role-playing games in general, just quoting us and just refer them to the mod and to the game. This is an awesome game, and the mod is also it has some flaws, but it is developing, and we all love the mod. So it's just having a good time playing, and you can see here Dan is also having his good time playing the mod, and I think he has been playing more Warband ever since he plays Perisno, if I recall correctly. So,
Yeah, I was actually I hadn't played Warband for like 6 or 7 months because I'd had so much and many other games coming up, and I had really it wasn't on my radar at all. And then I decided, you know what, I really wanted to play again. Bam, I see the Perisno mod, and I'm like, I want to try this out, and it's just enveloped me ever since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd also like to add that I know I've said this before, but the Perisno mod, in my opinion, seems to be the most stable, most complete mod that's out there that's still in development. You know, I mean,
Emphasis on stable.
I know it's not complete. Yeah, emphasis on stable. Again, I have never had a crash or an unrecoverable error that's come up so far, other than my wife hanging out in some other dude's castle.
That may be a bug.
That's
on,
not really unrecoverable.
That's a bug on your end, more than likely. Sorry.
yeah, it's your fault, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
You didn't do the job as a
I've been busy. I need to collect gold.
He's been getting gold and throwing it at her.
No, he's been throwing it at himself,
Oh.
not giving her any.
He's been bathing in it.
That's the problem, man. Yeah.
Remember, guys?
Well, that's probably what it is. I've been giving it to my Chamberlain instead of her.
Oh, there's your problem.
I trust him.
Oops. Oopsie. Ben, anything else you'd like to share before we close up shop?
Just if you guys are fans, if anyone out there is a fan of Mountain Blade Warband, downloading Perisno and playing this, you cannot go wrong with it. It makes it just that much more enjoyable. I don't know, I've had so much fun with it, and I've only experienced a small portion of it, just like Dan has too. You know, we've only experienced a small portion. There's so much more for us to find that's already in there, and so much more that's going to be added in 0.6. Mm-hmm. So it's something that even though I've already dumped a ton of hours into, I'm still going to be able to dump plenty more.
Absolutely. Where can people find your stream and find out more about you, Ben?
Well, I'm not going to be streaming today, but I can get my link here for you.
You have a Twitch.tv because I'm going to post this. I'm going to post the video on YouTube as well. So go ahead and tell people how to find your Twitch.tv channel.
Okay, yeah. As far as just searching for me, I mean, you could find me just about anywhere using my name, Bancheis. Mm-hmm. And actually, you spelled it wrong up there. You said joined by.
Oh, crap.
Right next to your little image. I didn't even notice that.
I really wish you had.
It's like
I did not even notice that until now.
Oops. Well, hold on a second. We got this here. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Edit. Oh, crap, I can't... no, I have to edit that way. All right, continue. I'm gonna fix this.
And so, Ben, how did you find out about Perisno at first? How did you find out about the mod?
Well, with Perisno, I just kind of stumbled upon it. Really, I mean, I was looking at mods. I had grown tired of Florist mod because it was just it wasn't really going anywhere, and you know, no one was really doing any upkeep with it and everything. So I'm like, let's see if we can find something new, something entertaining. And I just kind of looked around the mod database and the Tale Worlds forums. And I stumbled upon Perisno. I look at the graphics, the textures, you know, all the details and the reviews and everything, and I'm like, you know what, this looks solid. So I download it, try it out, and I was hooked ever since.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Alrighty, Bancheis. Apologize for misspelling your name. Sometimes I'm an idiot.
Oh,
I
from
do
the
that.
start of the stream.
Wow.
It's an unusual name, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes I gunk it up. Appreciate you joining me, though. Make sure everyone check out his channel. He streams a lot of Mountain Blade. So make sure you check that stuff out. make sure you guys go and vote for Perisno on ModDB. Get out there, show your support for the mod. They don't expect to be #1, but it's great. It'd be great if we got them as close as possible. So please go out there, vote for Perisno as your favorite mod on ModDB. Check them out. Download the mod right now. It's at 0.52 if I'm remembering correctly. Right, Habeo?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
0.52.
They'll need to
and-
download 0.5 first, and then patch it to 0.52.
Yeah. I was never able to get the 0.52 patch work, but I think I installed it improperly. I think I loaded it improperly. Anywho. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you to Habeo and Bancheis for joining me here. It's been a fantastic time. Make sure you not only subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show, but you go over to Twitch and join us there. Give us a follow there as well, because we do stuff every single day. Twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show. I have been Dan. For Bancheis and Habeo, it's been a wonderful time bringing you guys this really special feature of Perisno of Mountain Blade Warband. We'll be on later today with some Skyrim. More adventures in the great frozen northern wastes. Thanks, guys. Turning off the stream now. We'll be back on later tonight.